Okay, so let's just settle into our meditation posture. So we're going to do a very sweet meditation called it's just a simple purification meditation. And one of the things that we did with Kadrila on the weekend, before we did the teaching, we did a sort of a purification practice. And in fact, this whole 4 days of thinking about emptiness, listening to her talk about emptiness. I was there only for the last day of teachings on Sunday, but that in itself is purification, they say. It helps to purify. So the reason that Kadrila said purification is necessary is because when we have all these sort of negativities within us, it blocks us. So it blocks us from being able to receive. So in the case of the empowerment, it was to clear us, so we were able to receive so we would be able to receive the empowerment to the best of our ability. So my thinking is that also, I would imagine that also negativity blocks us from good experiences, good relationships, from being able to receive all the enjoyments of this life. And also, to connect with our own practice. Blocks us from moving forward with our own spiritual practice. So there's many reasons to want to think about purification. So just settle ourselves very quickly into our meditation posture. So if you are sitting at a desk in a chair, you can have your both feet flat on the floor, and really try and feel those toe pads into the earth, the soles of the feet in the earth. Align the shoulders with the hips and just really lengthen the spine. Just imagine it's a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And then just go to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, back of the neck, the shoulders, shoulder blades. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all of your limbs. And then just notice the sensation of the air as we're inhaling and exhaling. The sensations of the air may be flowing in and out of the nostrils. You might feel it there. You might notice the rising and the falling of the belly, or even the rising and the falling of the chest. So when we're focusing on the breath, you can focus on any of those. I would suggest one at a time. Be aware if there are sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. And then just notice the thoughts that are arising in the mind. Try not to follow them. Creating a story. Maybe you can categorize those thoughts. So perhaps you can think, there's anger. There's a memory. This way, by identifying them, we're becoming a little bit clearer in our mind what's actually there and what we need to let go of. So you can put those thoughts on a little white fluffy cloud and just send them on their way. without clinging. And then we can put ourselves on the bank of our river and just notice the quality of the water this morning. And bring to mind the people of your life, your loved ones, the ones you don't like so much, and then your strangers. Bearing in mind they can all change place at any time. So the one you don't like so much at the moment could become your very dear friend in the future. And then remember, they're all equal. They all have this wish to be happy and to be free from suffering, and in having this extraordinary capacity for an enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this meditation this morning for all these people of our life and for ourselves as we're moving along our spiritual path. So, we have many, many kinds of thoughts in our mind. We tend to sort of focus in on the happy thoughts and then the negative thoughts. And all these are mental experiences. They all have the same basic, clear nature. And they're not permanent. They're just coming and going. So if for those of you who are doing the Vajrasattva at nighttime, when we do that friend, enemy, stranger, or when we look at what's going on in the mind, you might notice that the thoughts differ from day to day. You might notice that some of the people in your group of friend, enemy, and stranger swap places. So it's good to remember that as we all know, positive states of mind are productive and beneficial for ourselves and for others. And the negative states of mind are really not that great. They can bring confusion and pain, and they lead us often to say things and do things that might be harmful to ourselves and others. So what we're trying to do here is cultivate what's positive and just let go of what no longer serves us or others. And sometimes things like anger arise from misconceptions about the way things are. Positive states of mind tend to be arising through correct understanding of the way things are. And as we grow along our spiritual path, as our wisdom grows, as our compassion grows, develops, our spontaneous good feelings grow, and we transform. Enlightenment is at the end of the path of transformation. And that's where we have all these amazing qualities. They're all beneficial. And we're living in a state of great clarity and loving compassion. So here in the West, we tend to, and I'm sure other places as well, but this is where I was born and this is what I know, we tend to identify ourselves more with our negative side than our positive side. And sometimes in some cultures, we're even taught not to look at our positive qualities. It's kind of boasting or something. And so when we focus on these negative things and we feel guilty about any mistakes we might have made, we kind of cling on to them. We grasp onto our mistakes. It's almost like we were in love with our mistakes. And we love to put ourselves down. I'm hopeless. I can't control my anger. I can't do anything right. I'm completely cold. I can't love anyone. And we do have stuff because we're human. And we might have faults and we might have problems. But it's not really a good idea to completely focus on them all the time as being permanent. We can free ourselves from negative energy, the burden of guilt, as long as we're willing to work at it. And part of that is recognizing what's in the mind. And then there's this wonderful process called purification. And it's a recurring theme in Buddhist meditation, and particularly our tradition. And it's just mainly a way of changing the way we think. If we keep focusing on how we are impure and negative, we're going to become just that. And so a low, depressed self-image starts to permeate our behavior and our outlook on life. And when we're feeling limited, inadequate, we don't give ourselves an opportunity to change. On the other hand, if we are able to recognize our potential and sincerely put energy into developing that, we have a plan for cultivating a more positive self-image and believing that at the very core, we are pure. Recognizing that is the first step in becoming pure. So part of what needs to be purified is our lack of confidence, our lack of self-esteem, and our tendency to identify with our negative energy. So this meditation here contains the essence of purification, letting go of problems and mistakes and seeing them as temporary obscurations rather than an intrinsic part of our nature. And it helps us to kind of let go of some of these tendrils and get in touch with and develop our natural good energy. So let's just turn our attention to our breath and observe the full duration of every inhalation and exhalation. And if you like, you can even equalize the breathing. They say it helps to calm the mind. So if you can count in for 4, 4's at the top of the breath, and exhale for 4. So now imagine that when you're inhaling all the positive energy in the universe. And it enters your body in the form of pure, blissful, radiant white light. And imagine this light flowing to every part of your body, filling every cell, every atom. It makes you relaxed and light and blissful. So do this with every inhalation. Now, as you're exhaling, breathe out dark smoke. And imagine that all your negative energy, past mistakes, distorted conceptions, disturbing emotions, they all leave your body with the breath in the form of dark smoke or fog. And this smoke goes out into space where it disappears completely. And you're not polluting the environment, you're not breathing it back in. Just imagine this smoke becomes non-existent. And feel confident that you've freed yourself of every trace of fault and negativity. So you're breathing in blissful, radiant white light. And breathing out smoke, thick, black, yucky, dark smoke. And if your mind starts to wander, very gently bring it back to the practice. And breathing in this blissful, radiant white light fills your whole body. And you're breathing out all those things that no longer serve you. We'll be doing this for another 4 or 5 minutes. Everyone just relax. So let's just dedicate all the positive energy we've created during this meditation this morning to all sentient beings, to all those people of our life, and to ourselves as we're moving along our spiritual path. And everyone's invited to come tonight if you want to. Very happy to see you all there. Thank you so very much. And thank you for hosting, Mary.